Hi, Charles Hobley, Group Finance Director. Just give you a quick update on some of the government announcements that have come out. I'll keep this fairly brief. There's lots of information on the government websites. You'll be reading about it in the press today, Twitter, Facebook, etc. So do keep following online for the updates as they come. And do make sure you go and look at the government website and talk to your advisors, so your professional accountants or bookkeepers, whoever helps you out with your payroll, etc. So the big announcement yesterday from the government was on the self-employment income, the self-employed income support scheme, as it's called. So good news, they really got through this quickly and came out with information, but it's not all good news for most estate agents in the UK. So if you're a director and you normally pay yourself a small amount of PAY and then take dividends as most of your salary, this is not going to help you. And again, you're kind of excluded from this, so it's not great news. You're going to have to look towards the loan scheme, and we'll talk about that in a little moment. But if you do have self-employed people working with you, or if you are self-employed yourself, there is some good news here. The government have come out with a scheme. There's some things to be aware of and prepared for, but it is a safety net, which is the key thing. So the very headline is it runs from 1st of March to May 2020. There's a grant, which is interesting. So it's a taxable grant. So you're going to have to disclose it in your tax returns at the end of the year and pay tax on this. And it's up to a maximum of $2.5 grand. So it's matching in with the furloughing for employees. It'll be based on your trading profits. It's going to be an average of 3 years. You're going to have to be in trading last year. You're going to have to put in your tax return. So if you haven't, I believe and understand there's a 4-week window to get that tax return in. You'll be late, but you get it in, therefore you'll be eligible for this. And you must continue to trade as well. So that's quite important. So you're just going to have to read through some of this fine print on your personal circumstances and make sure that you comply with the rules that are there. And the other key thing is the self-employment must be over 50% of your total income. So if you have a self-employment, bit of PAY, bit of something else, you're just going to have to look at that. And again, think of other sources of income you have. So the little bit of detail in there, probably not great news for most people watching this, because you'll be employed or you'll be taking dividends, etc., or you'll be an employee. But I think it's worth looking. If you know people who are self-employed, it is good news. Again, the payment's going to be a bit later. It'll be June, etc. So there's some other things to be aware of. So what if you're in that camp of you're taking dividends or you're director and you can't furlough yourself or other individuals? What do you do? Well, it's actually the government financial support programs you have to look at. So the British Business Bank, again, go and Google their website. They have the 40+ lenders that are in this scheme. And the simplest way for you to do this is go and talk to your lender. So ourselves, we have NatWest and HSBC. I've been to talk to our bank managers. They've been very supportive. What can we do to help? Here's the process. And again, it's very much online. So what they're looking to do is get people through this process very quickly. And the key thing is to have your information ready and to hand for that. So it's all the standard information you'd need for applying for a loan. And actually the key is there's not one size fits all. So it might be that you've got an overdraft facility and what you want is an interest-free period, an extension of that period, and an increase in the value. So talk to your bank manager, pick up the phone, talk to these guys. That's the job to keep these funds flowing through. It might be you need a complete new loan. It might be any manner of financing options that they have. So it's not a one size fits all. Now the gotchas in this, things to be aware of, it has to be COVID-19 impacted. So you have to be saying, my estate agency shop has shut. I have to be paying salaries. I have to pay all these other fees, charges, etc., to keep my business going. So I'm looking for a loan for that reason. And here's how my cash flow has been impacted. So you're going to have to do a little bit of work around getting the wording and the importance of that highlighted. Again, talk to your bank manager. They will help you through this process. The other gotcha that I think is there is they're going to be looking, because they're getting back from the government for 80%, the loan will still be on you. So the banks will be looking to you more as an individual rather than your company, probably, for equity behind this loan. So whereas before you might have had it against assets in your company, what they'll probably be looking for is a loan against you as an individual, so maybe against your property or a personal guarantee. So that's not great. They're getting the protection from the government, so they're more likely to loan to you, but you're not getting that protection. It just means that the loan is more likely to happen, not that it's guaranteed and you won't have to pay it back. you will be 100% liable. So do pay attention to the terms on this. Don't just jump straight in and grab the cash that's there. But also there is a limited fund. So you need to be phoning your bank and getting on with this and getting that funding through sooner rather than later. Last thing, just quickly on the furloughing. I know we've had a lot of questions and conversation on this. And again, the government haven't come out with regulation on this yet. But if you are going to furlough staff, so if you've closed the shop and you've got people that are not working, you can furlough them and you need to get on with furloughing them. We can put up some standard letters and templates to help you go around that. However, it is subject to normal HR law. Now, normally you'd have to go through consultation periods, etc. But with this furloughing process, very much the recommendation is just get on with it. Don't make people redundant, put them on a furlough scheme. So do look at the other information we've put out on furloughing and do get on with that process. Again, any questions, you come to us with those. But again, it is an area of technical HR law, so you will have to just be aware of that. But the government are not looking to penalise people. They want you to use this facility. So if you're a director, you probably cannot furlough yourself because you're having to run the business. You can't fully close it. But where you have got staff that maybe were sitting in your agency or out on the road doing valuations or whatever else, those individuals, if they're not working today, you can put them on furlough and we'll be able to cover up to 80% of their base salary. And again, don't forget about that cap. That's all I'm going to do today. Again, we could do more updates. Please do keep any questions or comments coming in through Facebook Live and other places this is posted. Once again, I'll speak to you soon. Thank you very much.